Hi, I'm Maxxie. Welcome to a new episode of Diet 101. I think for any fitness beginner, the first word you pay attention to would be calorie, right? Yeah, it's a good sign that you pay attention to your calorie intake. It's the first step toward a better physique, no matter whether you want to bulk up or you want to lower your body fat rate. But I also noticed that for many beginners, what they actually do is just lower and lower and lower their calorie intake. Yes, it's true that once you have a calorie intake deficit, you can lower your body fat rate and start to get a shredded physique. But going all the way to the lowest is not always the right way. You need to know how many calories you actually burn in a day and how many calories you actually eat in a day. And once you know this, you would know that lower is not always better. Controlling your calorie intake deficit in the range is what you should do. Okay, so this episode is about this. I'm gonna talk about how to calculate your calorie burn in a day and how many calories you should eat in a day to bulk up or to cut down your fat rate, and how much the deficit is the right range, how much it's easier to carry on in a long time while still getting a noticeable result. And I'm gonna talk about if the food you buy doesn't show the calorie details in the bag, how to calculate them. Okay, so let's get started. So the first part, how many calories you actually burn in a day. First, before you know how to calculate it, you need to know that the calories you burn in a day are divided into two parts. One part is the calories you burn even if you do nothing at all. This part is the calories that you burn just to exist. And this is usually where you have a formula to calculate. And the second part is the calories that you burn by doing all those activities. This part usually we don't have a formula to calculate them, but we have several ranges for you to estimate. Usually it's like if you just work out one day, you burn this much, this much, this much, and these two parts combined are the total calories that you burn in a day. So what we do first is to calculate the part that you burn just to exist. This part we call BMR, your basal metabolic rate. Calculating them yourself is really a lot of trouble and very annoying. But lucky for us, we have some free calculators online. But before we go to the tools, there is one thing to mention here, and that is the results you get from all these mainstream formulas are just an estimation. They can't be 100% precise, but they are very close to how much you really burn in a day. So it's still usable. So this is the tool I use, a BMR calculator at calculator.net. I have put a link down below in the description. And as you can see, the interface is quite simple. In the default mode, you just input your age, your gender, your height, and your weight here. You get your BMR on the right. And then you can check below, see which activity level is your level, and see the estimation of your total calorie burn on the right. This is the basic mode, it already serves the purpose. But if you want to get more from it, you can click the settings here. For example, you can see here, the basic mode we just used is just one of the three mainstream methods. Actually, I prefer to use the third one, this one that requires you to input your body fat rate. I find this one more precise. Okay, let's input here the most recent result I know of myself, 11%. And then you can see the BMR for this person is this much on the right. Well, then if we change his body fat rate to, let's say 20%, the new result is lower than the one before. So basically, for the same height and the same weight, the higher the body fat rate, the lower the BMR, which means the less calories you burn each day. That's because when the height and weight both are the same, the higher the body fat rate means the less muscle you have. Your muscles burn calories automatically every day. So that's why I always tell people, no matter what your goal of working out is, be it lose weight, lose fat, or gain muscles, the thing you should do is the same. You should focus on building your muscles. Because the more muscle you have, the easier it is for you to lose weight or maintain a lower body fat rate, or even get shredded and have abs. Okay, anyway, this is the tool I use to calculate my BMR and daily total calorie burn. If you want to try it, you can find the link down below. Okay, now the third part, how to calculate the calories of your food. Usually, any legal food you buy in the supermarkets or online have these nutrition details on their package. Usually it's at the back of the package. you can know their total calorie, and down below you have these details. It's not hard. But if you cook a lot like me, sometimes you buy raw materials like buying some meat from a butcher or buying some fresh vegetables that usually don't have a package. And if you need to calculate this part of your food, there is another tool that I use. Okay, this is the website I use to check the nutrition details of foods and cooking materials. It's a database called Nutritionix. They have an app, but I don't really like it. I prefer to use their website. Here you can search for the nutrition facts of all kinds of food and cooking materials. For example, here for raw chicken breast, it tells you its total calories, how much fat, how much carbohydrates, how much proteins, and how much fibers it has. As the same before, I have put the link down below in the description, so if you want to try it, you can find it there. Okay, once you know how much of the 3 nutrients they contain, now you can calculate the calories yourself. Every gram of carbs or protein provides 4 kcals of calories, and every gram of fat provides 9 kcals of calories. Yeah, it's simple like that. But since now we have talked about carbs, fat, and protein, I have to mention here that paying attention to the total calories alone is a good sign, but it alone doesn't work. If you really want your fitness effort to work, to really get you a better physique, what you need to pay attention to is what kind of nutrition are you eating. 500 kcals totally from carbs is very different from 500 kcals from some carbs and a lot of proteins. This is where the real tricks about nutrition are, and this is where all these knowledges really help you save time and get better results. Actually, I already have another video talking about the basics of this. If you want to learn that, watch that video. It talks about what the 3 major nutrients actually do to your body, how you really should eat to get defined muscle lines. And there is also this new video that I'm published today with this video. It's another Fitness 101 talking about what working out and diet each actually do to your body. If you are a beginner, I suggest you take several minutes to watch that so you can get on the right track and don't waste time ever since your beginning. Okay, now the final part. If you want to maintain a calorie deficit to lower your body fat rate, what is the right range of the deficit? What is the doable range? What is the safe range? Well, there are many ways to calculate this, but now I think the easiest benchmark is a 500 kcals deficit per day. I think this is the easiest one to remember and to applicate. For most people, I think a 500 kcal deficit, it's about skipping 1 ordinary meal per day. So you can see doing this is really easy to calculate. You just need to skip 1 meal. It saves you a lot of calculation and it drastically prolongs your fasting period, which gives you a long time of low insulin level. And this is the period in which your body really burns fat effectively. Okay, I have another video specifically talking about this. So if you are not familiar with the insulin level and the fat burning mode I just talked about, watch this one. Okay, back to this video. So yeah, this is pretty much all you should know if you don't want to get it too complicated. Just remember this 500 kcal deficit. But of course, this one amount for everyone is a little bit too simple because we are of different heights, different weights. And if you want to do some more precise calculation based on your own data, my suggestion is that you maintain a 25% to 30% of calorie deficit of your total calorie burn in the day. But it usually won't be too far from 500. Okay, 25% to 30% of deficit. This is the most practical and safe range, which can still give you a noticeable result. And I totally don't recommend you exceed a 30% deficit per day, like some people skipping all their meals in the day. It doesn't really work in the long run if you go extreme like that. You would not be in your right mind, so chances are high that you can't stick to your plan. Because if you do that, your body goes into this survival mode. You get easier to store fat, and you get easier to eat more. Okay, and that is all we talked about in this video. So if you find what I talked about today useful, if you like this video, please don't forget to tap that like button and subscribe to my channel. And you can also follow me on Instagram where I share my fitness progress and other things in my life. The link is down below. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Happy cooking, take care.